Hey, hi everybody. Welcome back to Universal Chronicles, where we use every resource available, whether it's life experiences, books, movies, television shows, social media posts, memes. We use whatever to learn life's lessons and to heal. Um, Thank y'all for stopping by. I uh, I just left a funeral, and what I mean by that is I chose today to release some past hurts, traumas, feelings, and energies that I have been unconsciously holding on to. And I say that because Tuesday I was having a conversation with a coworker, and we was talking about how, people have mommy and daddy issues, and it affects, their relationships. Whether they know it or not, it affects how they treat. If they have daddy issues, it affects how they treat their boyfriends or their husbands or their partners. If they have mommy issues, it affects how they treat their girlfriends, their wives, partners. Um, and so that conversation triggered a dream. And in this dream, I won't go into details, but it was an older Capricorn, uh, the age of what my father is, and then there was a younger Capricorn. And basically, what it boils down to after thinking about it for the past 3 days, what's today? Friday, so it happened Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So I came to the conclusion that, because the lady in the dream, she told me I still had a little blockage in my heart chakra, that I was holding on to maybe there was something that I need to express that I hadn't been able to express. And, Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. And so I thought about it, and so there was still some unresolved daddy issues that was there, and that's, you know, the things that I never got to say to my dad, the questions that I never got to ask him. And he's still alive, I just don't know where he is and or how to get in contact with him, and I'm not even really looking to get in contact with him, but I did want to heal. I want to clear that blockage up, not just for me, but for my children as well. And for whoever comes into my life, I want to have a clean, pure heart. And I have been asking God to create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. So the Holy Spirit told me just to write a letter to my dad, and say all the things that I would say to him if we were face to face. My feelings, any questions, things like that, just express how I felt. So I did that, and as I did that, I didn't realize how much I had been suppressing, that I had buried within me. And I don't hate him, but it was painful. If you had a sibling and their father was around and yours wasn't, some children probably questioned and others probably didn't, but that question was always in the back of your mind, like, where's my dad? Why my dad doesn't come around? Why doesn't he want me? Like, you have all these thoughts going through your head. And even if your parents were around, they probably didn't treat you the best, and you probably felt like they didn't really love you, or they was too hard on you. I mean, it's different things for different people, but we all have had some kind of parental issue at some point. Whereas our parents thought they were loving us by working all the time and not being there. We may have felt they wasn't there enough, even though we know they were out working. So it's different things. Um, so I sat down to write the letter. And not only did I write the letter to my dad, but I also wrote a letter to my oldest son's dad and then my oldest daughter's dad, because I feel like they were a representation of the younger Capricorn that was in my dream. Because my oldest son dad wasn't in his life, and I see the pattern of how it happened with me and then how it happened with my son. Now, with my oldest daughter, her dad was around, but there was things he did out of his selfishness uh, that impacted her, and she may not even be aware of it just yet, but I am aware of it. So I wrote them 2 letters as well, because I choose not to be a victim, and I choose not to hold on to those energies anymore. And so what I did was, at the end of the letters, because I want to cut those energetic cords. I know people normally use candles. Um, I'm an air sign, so I just really felt to, use my words and, just draw. So what I did was I drew my name, and I drew a line from my name to their name, and then I folded the paper in half right at the line, and I split it, tore a little piece out of it, so it broke that line. It was just a hole right there. And then I took the papers outside in the backyard to the fire pit, and I burned them. And I just stood there as they burned and just saying, I release y'all in love. I'm not your victim. And I also thank you for the experience, because it has made me stronger. It has made me wiser. It has helped me to grow into the woman that I am. And I carry no ill will feelings. I don't wish anything bad upon you. But I'm letting you go. I'm releasing you. And I'm choosing to empty this space that I've had, this energy, so that I can make room, to pour back into myself, and also to make room for true love, pure love. We don't realize that us harboring those feelings, words that are unspoken, they hold a spot within us. They hold a place, and it's just energy sitting there, and it causes blockages, and we don't realize how much it affects our relationships with other people, whether it's platonic or romantic, or even with our own children. We don't realize the effects of how the parental issues that we have affect us. So if you have had an absent parent, you don't know where they are, and you're not able to express to them how you felt, how you're feeling, even if they're passed over, especially if they're passed over and you never got to express those feelings, writing a letter to them and burning it is a good way to release that energy. If they are alive and you don't know where they are, you can still write a letter and burn it. If you know where they are, but you haven't really found the courage or the strength to say it to them face to face, or you get, your throat chakra kind of clogs up when you try and say those words, just write a letter and burn it. Let the universe know, I'm ready to release this. I want to release them. I want to free myself of this energy, and I choose to forgive them, right? And that will help release that energy and clear up those blockages. Now, it may take a little more for some more than others, because I've been through this before, and I thought I healed my daddy issues. But that was the one thing I didn't do. I didn't say those things that I've been wanting to say. And I had a dream a few months ago, and in the dream, the same Capricorn um, was telling my mom that, he was leaving, he was moving out. Now, this ain't happened in my reality, but in this dream, I was the one that was crying and on the floor, um, and bawling and calling him a coward and all these things. Um, but the younger Capricorn was also in that dream, and the younger Capricorn was holding me and, telling me it's going to be all right and trying to prevent me from doing something that would, ultimately sabotage my life. So, it can be hard. You don't realize how you having parental issues, whether it's with your dad or your mom or both. It affects you. It affects the relationships you have with others, and it also affects your children, whether you know it or not. But you have to sit down and go within and really think about it and pay attention to your thought patterns, your behavior patterns, as well as those of your children. And then ask questions to your parent that was around, just to kind of get an idea, just to see if you can find that same pattern, and then figure out what it is you need to do to break that pattern and release that energy. Um, I will tell you though, as those letters burned and I was speaking the words out of my mouth to release those energies, um, it hurt, y'all. My solar plexus, my solar plexus felt like it was being twisted so tight in a knot, and then pulling. So it hurt like I was outside and I really just wanted to get on the ground and ball up in the fetal position. But my dog was right there and he was concerned and he was trying to figure out what was going on. It hurt. And it's like one of those energies, and I know which one it was, uh, didn't want to leave. But I said, you leaving. We're not doing this no more. It's time out. That's it. I'm done. We're not doing this no more. And that twisting, that pain, and that pulling at my solar plexus, right there at the bottom of my diaphragm, it hurt, y'all. So just be prepared for that. But I'm going to leave this right here. If you have had issues with a parent, whether it's your mother or your father or both, and you've never been able to express those things to them, write it down. Write them a letter. Burn it. Choose to forgive them, because we don't know what they endured throughout their childhood and how it has affected them. Choose to heal. Choose to forgive. Choose to release them in love and release that energy. And whatever you felt like you was missing, pour that into yourself. Allow God to love you in such a way and teach you how to love yourself, um, and move forward in your life. When you do that, you make room for new beginnings. You make room for new experiences. And currently, right now, the new moon is in Capricorn. And like I said, Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. And normally people release things on a full moon, but I feel like it's a good time even now to release those things so that you can make room for new beginnings. Your new beginning could just be releasing energies that have been blocking certain areas of your life that you've been holding on to. So I really hope that this helps someone. I hope that you all are consistently working on your healing every day, whatever it is. I love y'all. Have a good day.